Now we're getting back to that ruling today from the Federal Trade Commission impacting millions of people all across the country. Chris Tritico joining us now to dive deeper into this. First and foremost, lay the groundwork. What is a non-compete agreement?
So a non-compete agreement is when you work for a company and the company says if you leave here, you can't take our product with you, you can't take our customer list with you, and you can't go to certain areas. You can't compete with us if you leave.
All right, so now prior to this on a state level, before this ruling here today, what is Texas's position on non-compete?
Texas is very limited in the law, and our courts have limited non-competes in Texas for years. You have to have a non-compete has to be ancillary to your general contract with the company, and we limit it in scope and time and place. In other words, if you have a contract with a company and they want a non-compete, it has to be very limited geographically, it has to be very limited in time. They can't be forever. It has to be very limited in time, and it has to be very limited in the scope in which it's going to be. In other words, if you have a product, you can't take you want to limit the customer list and things like that, but it has to be very limited geographically. So if you work in Harris County, maybe Harris County and the adjoining counties, but not the entire state.
And now, what gives the FTC the power, essentially, to make this call?
Well, the FTC has the right to enforce laws across the country and make these types of rules. But as the two of the FTC commissioners who voted against this said, this is going to be attacked immediately, and the U.S. Chamber of Commerce said they're going to file suit over this. And I suspect that that when this gets into the courts, it's going to be at a minimum pared down. It's broad in the way that they drafted it, and I suspect that the courts are going to say it's overbroad, and they may have to come back and make a new rule.
And then can states do something different? How would states change some of that?
So typically the states are free to pass their own laws, which we have right now. Every state has a different rule, if they have any rule, with respect to these types of laws. What the FTC is trying to do is make a nationwide policy with respect to non-compete clauses and saying no one can have one at all, which is why there's going to be a lawsuit here. Some states, like Texas, says we like the policy, but we want it very limited in scope. Other states have very strong non-compete clauses, and other states don't have any at all.
Yeah, all right. 3-2 vote here today from the Federal Trade Commission, and this is something we'll certainly continue to watch because it's still got 180
It has to be 120 days after the final rule, and then we'll see where it goes from there.
All right, Chris Tritico, always a resource for us. Thank you so much.
You bet.